and what is their purpose, how to use it. Uh, let's put some names on this one. Okay, like um, let's add some of the meaningful names for these columns. So here, what I could do is this one is some serial number like patient ID, and this one would be department ID, and this one would be insurance amount. Okay, like so. I just left this example in one of the textbooks you have. So patient ID and department ID and insurance amount. I'm not sure whether you are able to see this clearly, or I could zoom it a little bit. Let me zoom it 150%. Okay, like so. I hope now you are able to see this. So these are my data elements. I do have some. Let me sort this one out. Okay. So I have the patient ID, I have department ID, and my insurance amount. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 patients. So maybe there are 9 patients. Okay, like whatever it is. So this patient ID is the same here. If you see, if you observe that, and one patient ID uh, related to which department or which sector. Okay, like either the dental or general or surgeon, like that, right? So each department has it separate from other, and it has its corresponding insurance amount. So here, if you observe that patient number 1 has department number 111, and this is my insurance amount. Okay, like around 100K here. And patient ID 2, department number 111, okay, like it has 150K. Patient number 3, 222, 150K. 4, 222 patient has insurance amounts covering in both the departments, like 111 and 222. For 111, it is a 50,000, and 222, it's a 890K. I just given some random numbers. Okay, like, and the patient ID 6 has 111 has 90,000, 7 has 333, 110,000, and 8 has 444. By one, what kind of a methods that we could use, and how we could use it, and uh, different ways of things we will see that. Okay, like the depending on our analytical needs. Okay, like what kind of a data that we are looking on, and what is the best method or function. Okay, like to be applicable at that place. I think in this example, I think whatever the 1 hour left over for us. Okay, like so we could be covering that, and then like we will Okay, like so. From the next class onwards, I will continue our map reduce discussions, and we'll be seeing the more examples of the map reduce. Okay. So patient ID, department ID, and insurance amount. Let's try to add this data, okay, like into one of the high tables. Let's try to first get the data and try to add it to the HDFS and define a high table on top of that, and then we'll run some of the analytical queries on top of this. I know this is also pending, especially I want to show you about the windowing functions. Okay. That is a goal for today. Um, are you able to see this?
Please increase the volume.
Very good. That's what I thought. Okay. Got it. Okay. Let's create a file called input.txt. Okay, like, and have all these entries in some format. Okay, like I just stored some of this. What are the data that we saw that in the Excel sheet? I try to put it in a comma separated. Okay, like so. So I have nine entries basically. There are two entries for the patient file. So I'm adding that up and this file and input on the text file. Okay, like I think some of you, I'm hearing some noise. Okay, if you can mute, that would be good. Uh, Not sure. I think Lalita madam, Ashikant. I think one of you, I'm hearing some background noise. Okay, input the text. Okay, like so I just created this file. I added all the patient ID and department ID and some of the insurance amount of that patient in that department. Let's create a small high table. Okay, like using this data. I think if you, I hope all of you remember. Okay, like when we covered very deeply in our high class. Um, let me get the file from. Okay, the next step is I'm going to create an HDFS folder. Okay, like as /class/patient. I'm going to create this directory. And the next one, I'm trying to move the text file that we created into that directory. And the next step, we would like to see the contents of that one. Okay, like just want to make sure whether the file has been loaded to HDFS or not. So this file has been loaded to HDFS, and this is the path of HDFS, and this is the file name to that text. So the next step is what we do is we'll go ahead and create a table pointing to this location. Okay, we do have task, create table. I just make it as a patient. Um, Patient ID, integer, department ID, integer, and insurance amount. Let's make it as a long. Okay. Row format, delimited, fields terminated by comma, stored as text file, and then the location is dash. I think because they're in my keyboard.
Line flash.
Uh, so create table patient. Okay, so this will give you the definition how we created the table and all the stuff. What are the data types that we are given, and what is the input format and what is the output format and what is the table properties that we are going. Um, Another advantage is like Hive defaultly adds some of the statistics information. It will store in terms of the table properties. Okay, like so. Um, Initially, it used to do only for ORC and some kind of a file formats, but latest version has they enabled it for all the versions. So here you could see that one, how many number of files that this table has. This table has been pointing to. There is only one file. Okay, like so. I mean, you could see that whether the location is working fine or whether it's pointing to the correct location and how many files if you're expecting, how many files that you are expecting pointing to and really how many files are there. So that kind of a statistics information that you could see that in the table of properties. Um, anyway, uh, so just our purpose is just
Excuse
try
me,
to
sir.
get all the values from the patient.
Excuse me,
Okay.
sir.
Yes.
Please increase the font size.
Still, is it better now?
Sir.
Yes. Is it better?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, it is already in mute, sir. Mute, sir. No, sir, it is on mute only. Oh, sometimes.
Yeah, but on the screen, it's showing as not muted. Yeah, but now I think there is no noise. Okay, like so it looks good. I'm not sure how it was reduced, but earlier there is some noise. Okay, select start from patient. Okay, like so, we got all the records and also better. Okay, like to have it individual columns and select what is it, section ID, type it given as department ID. Um, and select insurance amount from patient. Okay, so I have all the three columns. I'm able to parse it perfectly. It's been recognizing all the 8 rows and all the stuff. Now we will see that one by one. Okay, like so. First, uh, uh, these are all total records. Okay, like irrespective of that one. Okay, like suppose I want to see uh, record number 8, record number 9, or whatever, some particular record number. Okay, like so I don't have any logic built on or something like that. Like so, it's just like how to get the 7th row or 8th row. Okay, so here what I'm looking is just like 7th row, a particular row. Okay, like let's take. I'm looking only the 7th row. I'm not seeing any exact reason why the people would require like that. But most of the cases, they would like to see what is the latest row which has been created, what is the latest row related to a patient, or what is the latest row related to a department, or what is the latest row related to a patient plus department combination. Okay, so that kind of a need, you will get it. Depends on what kind of a so, but for here, for our understanding, let's assume that I'm looking the 7th row of the transactions. Okay, like typically, if you count down, in the order of the patient ID, somehow you need to when you are getting a 7th row, you need to know on which order of the column that you are looking on. You need to have some sorted column, right? Then only you can give that one like 7th or 8th or 9th, like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is the row. If I ordered by patient ID. So let's see that one. like first let's try to get everything ordered by the patient ID. Okay, like or department ID, anything, whatever the order that we are interested in. Patient ID, and then get the seventh row from that. Okay. Let's try this one, and then I will go to the next one. Next one is like how I rank, how I calculate the rank. Okay, like based on some column value. Okay, like and what would happen if I consider just rank? Okay, like and so here, I mean, this is very simple math. I know that like all of you has mathematical background. So if I want to see uh, what is the sixth highest insurance amount, okay, like um, given in this patient table, okay, like so we need to rank based on the insurance amount, and then like we'll do that like one, two, or whatever in the order. Okay, like so I think here it should be in the reverse order. So if it is insurance amount, uh, represent like this, and this is the first rank, this is the second one, third. Remember here, you have the same value for 150K. So this one is third, this one is also third, and this one is the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth, like that. So this is what like this is called like default ranking algorithm. Okay, like it will give you like that. Rank. I'm not sure whether it will give you on this second. I don't think rank will give you this one is fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth, and then ninth. Like this. Okay. And if you apply, there is a concept called dense ranking. Okay, like then if you apply the dense ranking, then this one will become one, two, three, this one also three, and this one will become four, five, six, seven, then eight. Okay. We'll see that we'll try to run and regular ranking. I mean, if you give just by the row number, okay, like so, then you could give like this everyone one, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. This is called like row number. This is just like a row number. And the highlighted value is called like just row number. Okay, like and the first value will be considered. This column will be considered as a rank, and this one will be considered as dense ranking. So this is the difference exactly. How we would rank them, and how we would pull out while pulling out the value of our interest. So we need to use the corresponding function. And again, here to our purposes, I'm not doing any group by, I'm not doing any partition by or anything like that. So it's just like applying all the table entries. We would like to compute what is the uh, rank, what is the dense rank, and what is the row number based on the insurance amount that we have. Based on the insurance amount. Let's try to run it. I mean, once it is run, maybe it will be much more clear exactly. Okay. Let's try to get first row numbers. Okay, like each based on insurance amount. Okay, like so if insurance amount is highest, then you should get rank one. I mean row number one. So while giving the row number, I'm ordering by insurance amount in descending order. So once I ordered all the insurance amount in the descending order, and then I will place row number as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And no two rows will have the same number. That is the concept of the row number. How to calculate this row number? Okay, like so, row number calculation is very simple. Okay, like there is a windowing function. You could use it row number. Okay, like the file is available. Okay, like it's very similar to Oracle row number. Okay, like the same concept here also. Let's go to the execution and then let's try to execute and then we'll come back again to the screen. Let's see that whether it will get the same value or not. Okay. So now here we are trying out and here we're trying out the rank row display the row numbers based on insurance amount in the descending order. Okay. That's what we're targeting. Okay. Let me get the starting. Select patient ID and then department ID and insurance amount. And then the fourth one, okay, like this is what like where I'm looking on the row number. Okay. And whenever you have this row number, obviously like it should be followed by over, and then here inside you could give your windowing function. So this windowing function, there are two things. One is that you could define the windowing at the end of this query, or else here itself over, okay, like you could define what is your class. Okay, like here I could say like ordered by insurance amount in descending order, and that's it. Come patient table. So here I'm getting the row number for all the rows based on insurance amount value, which is in the descending order. That's like that. Defaultly, since I'm using the Hot cluster, okay, like it's been pointing to the hive. The hive is pointing to the cage engine, so that's what you will see the tag created by the cage and all the stuff. Okay. Good. So now you see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So irrespective of whether the amount is same or different, it doesn't matter. So for each row, it will give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here the 7, 8, 9 is displayed like this. Okay, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tab is not being displayed correctly here. Okay, like so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got the same order as Excel sheet here. So each row, you get a corresponding number. If I'm looking like exactly seventh row to get displayed, okay, like so here you could say that one. Um, Entire thing here row number over as some you could display anything like RN or row number, and let's say that row number, okay, like uh, from patient where row number equal to 7. 7 or 8, right? That's right. I think here there is one more thing. You need to add as a subclass to make it to work. So here this should be fine. And let me complete this query first. From patient you could add the column names, or also you could just make it as a star as well. Okay, like incidence amount, and I'm not interested in from you where row number equal to 8. This will work. Like this. So you need to write it in a subclass perspective. Okay, like rather than having in the same query, okay, once you write into subclass. So my 8th rank is for this row 5, 1, 1, and 57. Again, 8th, not the 8th rank, 8th row object. 8th row. So here, if you see this one, the 8th row is this. Okay. This is how you populate row numbers, okay, like in high based on some of the values that you give. And the next one, so this is about the row number. Um, Another one is rank. So try to calculate the rank same way based on um, insurance amount, okay, like in their values. To calculate the rank, there is a default function available in the Hive itself, um, like row number. Okay, like here also there is a rank rank windowing function is already available. For all the windowing, okay, like so the you need to have this over and then your window. Okay, like you need to define your window. So here, what are the query that you have given ordered by insurance amount of descending order? This is called windowing. This is called window function or window. You are in the entire your query or entire your result set of the table. You are how you are organizing your data. That's what windowing will decide. Okay? How you are structuring of your data. Okay, like, I mean, here I just make it as very simple because order by just like insurance amount. You could also partition by some column and then order by like that. There are a lot of other options also you could add that one. I will also show you that variable. So let's start with something simple and then we'll learn a little bit complex queries as well. So now we're patients. So for all the rows, I'm calculating the rank. So if you calculate the rank for the set, um, let me see the values. So here you see this, you have 3, 3, 5, 6. So the
Excuse me, sir.
rank will always, once you see this value like 150K, so this value is same. So while ranking, what it does is, since the values are same, it will give you the same rank for both rows or for both entries. So 3, 3, and there is no 4 available. So the rank will simply skip that and it will go to the next. Okay, let me show you one more time the results. 3, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. Here, there is no fourth rank because the values are same. So third and fourth, there is no fourth rank will be given, but 3 and 3 will be given. This, this is the difference when you're calculating the row number and this is the rank. But sometimes what would happen is that's fine giving the same rank for multiple rows, the values are different, but I want to continue fourth rank afterwards. See, suppose this is what like rank has given, right? Rank has skipped the fourth one because the third rank is given for 2 entries. But what would suppose giving the third rank for both makes sense, but after that only I want to continue the fourth one. So if you want to calculate the ranks like this, then there is another method, okay, like I have, this is called dense rank. One is rank, other one is called like dense rank. Same thing, not a major changes from rank to the dense rank. Okay, like so. Just change your rank method to instead of rank braces, you just put dense underscore rank. So here you could see that 3, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It- this is, I don't know. Okay, like so, most of the interviewers in high, they will ask this question: difference between rank and dense rank. I mean, frankly speaking, that's not a. I mean, I always hearing from students are like, okay, like they face this question. I don't know exactly. I mean, the only The only thing they want to know that like whether you are aware of what is the windowing function, how to use it, okay, like, and so just to test that, they will ask this kind of a questions, okay, like, but it's not a, there is nothing exactly like it's just like very simple concept, okay, like, so it depends on uh, if you want to use the latest row, okay, like, and it's always recommended to use the row number, okay, like, not the rank, because when once you use the rank or dense rank, there may be a chance that you may have the rank one for more than one entry. Okay, like, so people would ask that kind of a, some tricky questions like that. So I have all the data, all the orders have been placed, and we do have order transactional data. How can I get to know what is the latest transaction for a customer? Okay. So you would say simply, oh yeah, oh, for all that customer level records, okay, just group by or just define your window, group by of customer ID, get all the records and give the latest. So when you're giving the latest, which method that you could, which function that you could use? Row number, rank, or dense rank? So the answer would be row number. Okay, like because the row number is the only one that guarantees that, okay, like you will get only one entry. And if the expectation is only one entry, then you use the row number. If the expectation is more than one entry, then you could use either rank or dense rank. Clear on the rank and row number and dense rank, way to use it, what is the purpose and all the stuff. Okay, next we'll move into the next functions and the next windowing functions. Is it clear everyone? Row number, rank and dense rank? Or you want me to repeat? I know it's very simple, but still. Okay, very good. Um, okay. Um, Next one, what we'll do is, this is also very simple. Um, each department wise, okay. Let's see that how much percentage insurance amount has been contributed towards department total. Okay. In other words, um, these are the entries, right? So let's start by department, and each department, okay, this entry is 150K. So the total amount for this department is 390K. Okay, like if I sum it up all these ones, let's for example, um, 390, 390K here, and this one is also, sorry, this one is also 390K. The entire sum on that department. Okay, like so I just sum it up, all the insurance amount, all these entries, and then I added this one would become a sum. And so if I want to know how much this amount has been contributed towards the total at the department level, so simple. Uh, how much is that like really? 150 divided by 3, 150 divided by, okay, like so this one multiply by 100. So this 150K has contributed 38% of the total of the department. So similarly, if you can track this formula, okay, like then you will get to know. And one, this amount has been 25%, this amount has been 23%, and this amount has been 12% from the total. So this is one of the most used analytical functions that I could say. Basically, like whenever you have some amount for contribute, so you want to see that how much percentage this has been contributed towards total, how much amount this has been contributed towards the entire revenue of the hospital, something like that. Similarly, for 222, okay, the sum is 129K. Okay, so here you could see that one, and this is about 129K. And sorry, one more zero. So it has a 68% of the total thing, and this one is 19%, this one is 11%. Similarly, 333 department has only one entry, so you would get like 100% is that 100% is contributed by one department. Similarly, even for 444 as well. This one has 10,000, so that is also 100. So let's try to get this. Okay, like this is the total sum at each department, and this one would be contribution towards its total percentage of contribution, okay, like towards total. Sorry, towards department total. What exact word? Okay, let's say it should be like this. Percentage of contribution towards the department total. So you want the sum at the department level. So first you try to calculate that one. Okay, like, and then the next one is percentage of contribution. Okay. Let's try to first calculate the sum at the department level. Okay, like, so there are several ways again. You could group by using the department ID, and then you could get the sum value. That is one way. Okay, like, but if you want to apply more than that, then you could use this kind of a window function. Okay. We'll see that. Let me try with this. Okay, like after that you could just divide this number to this and then multiply with 100. Okay, like you get this one. That's simple. Um, so the next one is insurance amount, and I'm removing this, and I could say sum of course sum only that we need to do that, right? Sum of all the amount. So insurance amount over here is the other one like partitioned by department ID. So whether you add order by or not, it doesn't matter here. So we don't want that. So like as department total from patient. There's a typo on the partition. So let's correct that. Okay. So I got 390K here and 120. 10,000 here. So all the values look like good to me. Okay, like as such. Yeah, I don't know why it's coming in different order. Yeah, output some of them are in place in one way and anyway. The next one using the same, I think we could calculate if I'm not wrong, but let me give it a try. And insurance amount divided by department total multiplied with 100. I think it will work. Maybe I'm not sure. As contribution. It will not work like this. So query we need to write it. All the windowing functions it will not work really directly. You cannot use it. So you need to make it as a subquery. So select patient ID and department ID, insurance amount, department total. Here insurance amount by department total multiplied under from as oh sorry. So this is we are calculating the sum of insurance amount at each department level. So that is the reason we added at the partition by. So 12.80, 23, 25, 38, 11. Last two ones are 100 and 100. Very good. So we got the same values. Okay. This is how you calculate
Sir, excuse me, sir.
some of the values based on some partition.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, this can also be done by using group by, sir. Then what is the difference, sir?
You could add multiple on the same query. Okay, like multiple partitions, you could do that on the same thing. Got it? No?
Multiple?
And multiple statements. Multiple columns, you could add multiple over. And group by, okay, like you have a restrictions. So group by of, like we could say one column or two columns. You could do multiple columns inside the group by. Okay, like, but when you are using the group by, your keys in the group by, and also you could use only the only what do you call any aggregated functions like max, min, sum. Okay, like these are the things only. Okay, like and you could apply only one of them, right? Max, min, and sum like that on column. You cannot change your okay like the partition or the group by conditions for each column wise. When you define the group by, the entire class will be applicable for all the aggregate functions you defined in the select query, right? Min, max, sum, all these are aggregate functions will be applicable for the group by key. I cannot change my group by keys for each column. Is it not? Right? But here, I mean, I just given only one example here. But what you could do is, okay, like frankly, okay, like this is the one, right? Let me do this. I will explain you something. I will show you another one.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Whether it creates any separate directories, sir, because you're doing partitioning.
We are running 5 queries here.
Whether it creates any separate directories to store them in a different file, sir.
Why you are worrying on that? We are running the SQL query. Okay, like focus on the results. Inside how it is storing, because we are not storing any data here. We are just displaying the SQL queries. So we are running the SQL. We are displaying the results of the SQL. Where are the directories we are running into?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
We are not storing the data here, right? Well, if we are storing the data, yes. How it is been storing, whether it's in directory, one directory, two directory, three directories, like that. I agree. But here we are not doing anything. Okay, to answer your thing, why only the windowing? Okay, like why not you do in the group by? Okay, like so one of the example, like I'm showing that sum of insurance amount over partition by department ID, and another one I could say sum of maybe not sum. Okay, like count of I don't know. Uh, Sum of insurance amount over partition by this one. Okay, like and also I could do another one. Sum of same thing. I will show you so that you can understand the difference. Sum of insurance amount over Partition by patient ID as whatever it is, patient total. This thing, I'm pretty sure you cannot do it group by in one. I got that. This one is total of the department. This one is total of the patient ID. So if you have the one patient ID is only one. So you have the only 100K. That is the reason you are seeing that only 100K. And patient number 5, you have two entries. Remember, you have 50,000 and 59,000. So that is the reason sum is 94,000 or whatever it is, 940K here. So I'm summing insurance amount by patient ID. So this sum is by department. This one is by sum of patient ID. So I'm not sure. Is it clear? I showed you both the cases and try to implement the same thing using the group by without using subclass, without using subquery or anything like that. So it's a little bit hard, but it's very easy using like partition logic.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Okay. So we covered some partition by, and the next one in our windowing function, first value and last value. Okay. So these are also very handful. Even I'm using them in my current project as well. Okay, like we got very big requirement. Okay, like for the using of first value and last value. So okay, here what I'm looking is for each department, what is the minimum value of the insurance amount and what is the maximum value of the insurance amount. So for this department, okay, like I do have 4 entries. Minimum is 50,000. So minimum is 50,000 and maximum is 150K, right? So on this department, this is the minimum. Of course, after that, if you want to do anything, how far you are from the maximum and how more you are from the minimum, like that, if you want, you could calculate analytical functions. Okay, like, but at the high level, at each row, I would like to see what is the minimum and what is the maximum amount. Okay, like so. But to calculate this, the first value and last value would be used. Okay, like very handy. So the first value, as the name suggests, that is the first value in your window. So you could say first value over ordered by insurance amount ascending will give you first minimum value. Similarly, you could give last value, okay, like ordered by uh, insurance amount will give you this. First value will give you the minimum thing, last value will give you the sum. Okay, like maximum. Let's try to get both of them. Okay, like that's also not a hard thing. It's very simple only. Okay, like if you want, I could extend the same query. Okay, like so first value. This is the function available in I windowing. Okay, the first value of insurance amount over. Okay, here we don't require anything. I could say like ordered by insurance amount as oh sorry, remember, like I think we require partition by department ID as well, because each department level we require that. So partition by department ID ordered by insurance amount Defaultly, if you don't give anything, it will be assumed as ascending order. So that's why we are getting the first value as department minimum. Let's try to get this one, and then after that we'll try for the maximum. Got it? 50,000, 50,000, 50,000, and 150K for 222 department, and 110K for 333 department, and 10K for 444 department. Okay. So minimum is working fine. And next one, uh, same thing again. Uh, uh, Let me put it first value of insurance amount, okay, over partition by document ID alter by insurance as document maximum. Oh, by the way, here since it is a maximum, okay, like we should not use as the same as the first value. We could use last value. There are other ways also. Okay, like so, if you want to use first value, use the first value and order by insurance amount in descending order. That is also will be calculated as maximum. But anyway, since I already shown you the first value, I would like to show the last value. So first value and then the last value. So this is the first value and this is the last value. Look like something gone bad. Uh, why I got both the same value? Maybe I want to put it in different way. This is very handful. Okay, let's say normally in our project we got a scenario exactly like where we want to see that the first not null value for a given column. Okay, like that's what really we are very much interested in. First non null value for a given column. Okay, like so. I mean, we tried some of the combinations. It's not been working out anyway. Then I suggested to use this function. First value of like this. Okay, like it. And here, I mean, of course, in our example, we don't have any null values like that, but this function also works for that. You could add a small parameter and then it will verify it and it will give you the first not null value occurrence. Okay, so it's very, yeah. So I just change it to first value and then like partition by this one, order by insurance amount in descending order. So it will give you like that. Last value. I mean, there is a small thing. If you are displaying for each row, okay, like so, when it calculating that row, okay, like there are some other conditions as well. Whether you are considering all the rows or only that row, up to that row, okay, like that all make difference exactly. But to our need, since we are looking at what is the minimum and department maximum, I think this should be good. So first value ordered by insurance amount, ascending and descending order will give you the both. Okay, that's good. Next one. First value I covered, last value also similar to that, and lead and lag. Okay, like that. Here also, they are also important. Sir, could you please mute? I'm hearing some ringtone. Okay. Uh, Another one is lead and lag. Okay, like so. I will covered all the windowing. Okay, which are very important. Okay, okay, like so. Here Anyway, we have a lot of columns are there. So let's leave that one and then make a new one. Okay, like so. Select patient ID and department ID, insurance amount. Next one is lead. Okay, like so. You could say lead of insurance amount 1. So that means lead will, lead will always give you uh, the next row in your window. Okay. Lag will give you the previous row in your window. Okay. We'll see that. Anyway, it's not a hard thing at all. Okay, like so. Um, then here over partition by department ID. But I would also like do that. I mean, like I will also make that one uh, order by department department ID from patient. Yeah, I always make. Okay. So here, if you observe clearly, so everything is ordered by the department number. Okay, like so 1111, 2222 has 3 rows, 333 and 444. Okay. 50,000, 90,000, 100,000 and 150K. So here for 50,000, the lead would be 90K. For 90,000, lead would be 100K. For 100K, lead would be 150K. But for 150K, there is no row exists for the department. So that's why for 150K, lead is null. Similarly, even for 222, for 150K, lead is 250. For 250K, lead is 890. For 890, lead is null because there is no exist after 890. Similarly, for 333, there is only one row exist. So here, lead is null. And for fourth one, also there is only one row. There is no lead row. So that's why it's called null. That's why lead it is. I mean, it will give you the next available row in that window. Okay, like so what is the window that you define? It will give you the next row. Similarly, there is other one. It's called like lag. Okay. Lead is one row ahead. Lag is one row behind. It's called lag. Same thing. You need not change anything. I will just change the column name here. So for always first row, there won't be any lag at all because that is the first row. So the lag will be always null. And for 90,000, lag will be like 50,000. And for 100K here, lag would be 90,000. So that's why it's 90,000 here. And this for this 150K, lag is 100K. That's why it's 100K here. And for this 15,000, lag is null because this is the first row. For 250K, lag is 150K. For 850K, lag is 250K. For 333 and 444, there is only one row, so there is no lag and there is no lead as well. So both of them will be null for these students. So that is the purpose of the lag. I mean, you could also give offset. Okay, like so here, for example, here the lead I just given as a 1. You could also give 2. So if you give the lag as whatever thing, this offset as 2, that means it will give you 2 rows ahead of the current row. Let's see that. See, for 50,000, there is a 2 rows ahead. 90 is the one, second one is the 100K. That's why it's displayed as 100K. For 90K, 100K and 150K. So 150K is given. But for this one, for 100K, there is no second row exists on the window. That's why it is null. Even for this row as well, there is no second row exists for the department. Okay, like lead second row exists for the department. That's why it is moved. And for 232, there is only one row which is of 890 because off cycle is always close to you. Two rows. Similarly, you could also put lag of two and like that. It all depends. I mean, what kind of a analytical function that you guys are using, or like where it's being using. So these methods are very, very helpful and it will run very, very faster. So always recommended to use the windowing functions. Okay, like wherever it's been applicable. In my current project, okay, like uh, 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 I solved a major bug. Okay, like because they used to filter out nearly 20,000 instance policies every day. Okay, like because of the small bug. So to fix that one, I mean they could not able to do that, but once I changed the SQL queries into okay like windowing functions, then I resolved it easily. It's not a very rocket science, and I made it a very complex bug, but it's a very small thing. But impact is really okay. Like, only thing is you need to understand how it's how you could use them. Okay, like it's very simple logic, but it could do wonders using it. Okay, like and it helped in my work. Okay, like I thought about like just having a half an hour session doing something, and here today we spent on that one. But it's really good, very very important. And even some of the interviews also they will ask about some of the doing functions. So once you have good hands-on with all the functions, majorly used functions, then you could play around with your SQL like that. Of course, these are the this is very important. You could also run min and max. Okay, like they're not min and max. Don't think that you need to use only whenever there is a group by like that as well. So your min and max, you define the over and then partition size. That will work as well. That will work. Okay, like there is no doubt on that. Min will work, max will work. Some I already shown you. Okay, like so. Similarly, if somebody is working, min and max also will work. Count also will work. Okay, like these are very very handy. Really, like it reduces the complexity of your code. Okay. Uh, yeah, I mean, for your use case, if you are using high QL lot, then like then windowing will be definitely helpful. Sometimes you may think that, oh, this thing, to have this kind of a functionality, we need to write an EDF or maybe UDTF, okay, like where I will get all the multiple rows and then like maybe I need to get some more value like that. But uh, if the default function is available, like obviously it's preferable to use the default function, right, rather than writing EDF. So um, whenever you have some aggregations at different levels, different partition by different group by conditions on the same set, okay, like try to consider windowing functions there. So, like this is very peculiar type of functions available in Hive. Okay, like of course Oracle has some of the windowing functions as well. Not all the SQL engines okay like has this kind of a capabilities. So Hive is very rich set in that manner. People are even trying to add it even in the Phoenix layer of HBase as well, these windowing functions. Still not, they're not yet available, but they're trying okay, like to get added into that. I covered, yep, in max, lead, lag, first value, last value, rank, dense rank, row number. Okay. And pretty much I covered whatever the thing that I thought about using the windowing functions. Any questions?